So biggest thing with Softwave, and this is one of the things that I love about this machine, it is not technically a new technology. It's been around since the 90s. It was first originated in Germany, but they took something called lithotripsy. They lowered the intensity of it to be able to start to work on musculoskeletal conditions. This is the safest shockwave therapy on the market. All of the shockwave therapy devices utilize radiation to start to elicit the healing response. Basically, it's damaging your cells to get your cells to start to heal. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't really want to damage my cells in order to get them to start healing. It kind of mitigates that whole process. This machine utilizes all acoustic sound waves to elicit that same healing response and to reduce inflammation on a cellular level. So that's a really cool thing with this guy here. And with all of that, it will help also with a lot of reduction in pain as well too. Inflammation is one of the leading causes of pain as well. So great way to also get yourselves out of pain. So biggest thing I will say, Softwave TRT is going to help your body stimulate cellular reproduction. The main way that it does that is it actually increases your body's stem cell production in the area that's being treated. So that's the amazing thing is most people are paying $8,000 to $12,000 for one stem cell injection. I promise you guys, it would take 5 care plans for me to even get close to that price with this machine. So that's the good news. It's nowhere near that cost. And the really cool part is it's using your own DNA in those stem cells as well too. So your body will utilize it a lot easier than other stem cells being injected into your body. So no needles are necessary to get that healing potential right there. The really awesome thing is that this actually helps not just to get rid of the inflammation, but to actually help your body control inflammation better. So that's the key factor in that. We don't, as Dr. Paula said, acute inflammation is really good, guys. We need acute inflammation. Chronic inflammation is the problem. So what Softwave will do is it will actually modulate or control your inflammatory process to bring it to the more acute phases and get you out of that chronic state. So that's a key factor in getting yourself true, good healing that's involved with that as well too. The whole process of all that is something called toll-like receptor 3. That is a healing receptor within the body. If you've had Softwave done, you've probably heard me mention that before. That receptor, its main function is tied directly into the immune system, working on immune system function and helping the body with increasing those healthy resources, stem cells, blood flow production, those kinds of things. So the next big thing we want to talk about is obviously how does chronic inflammation cause tissue damage? So the biggest concern with chronic inflammation and your tissue is that over the course of time, when an acute issue starts to develop into a chronic issue, you will start to have something occur where your collagen fibers will start to break down. Now that's a huge problem because your collagen fibers are very essential in your cartilage, your connective tissues. Think your joints. A lot of those things that start to cause pain like that, that can actually start to occur when it moves to a more chronic phase and you start to develop the collagen fibers breaking down. So we don't want that to happen. Now, as that starts to occur and you have the chronic inflammation, another big problem with chronic inflammation is it will actually block nutrients getting into your tissue. So that's a problem because those nutrients are the key essentials to get that tissue to heal properly anyway. So not only are you now having the breakdown occurring, but now your body is having a hard time even starting to repair properly because it can't get the nutrients it needs. And that's where we now lead into things like arthritis and necrosis, or as Hannah said before, apoptosis. So those are the more concerning factors there, you guys. Arthritis can truly be broken down to overabundance of inflammation for a period of time that has led to a breakdown of tissue. So that's not good. We don't want that to occur. And then also with the necrosis and the apoptosis, that's where you start to get really deep arthritic issues. If anybody's ever had somebody who's had stage 3 arthritis or bone on bone, those kinds of things, simply what happened was their inflammation just stayed around for so long and that degeneration got so bad that they basically lost all that cartilage, all that tissue, and it led to damage, destruction. Not good. So oftentimes when I'm talking with people, one of the biggest things I will say is don't wait for an issue to get worse, because truly you do not want to have that occur. And the sad reality is they are actually finding, we have over 2,000 Softwave clinics. I'm a part of a network where we all communicate weekly and we get to share stories, testimonies, all those things, and also talk about the bad with the good. They are finding this in people as young as 12 to 16 years old, truly. So the food that we are eating, the lack of exercise, all this, and sitting in our homes and paying attention to these screens, the change in our environment and our atmosphere, is leading to this stuff happening in even kids. So I promise you, if it can happen to kids, it can happen to any of us. So the biggest thing I will say, and this one hits home for me, if you guys don't know my story, I've shared it a couple of times. I deal with chronic pain. I am currently in pain right now. I am in pain every single day. So when I talk about this one, I apologize if I get a little teary. This one is really hits home for me. So one of the worst things about how pain can affect your life is community, you guys. We are meant to be community-driven creatures. We start to lose the ability to participate in activities around us. You guys, one of the worst things that I see, and this is the one that gets the most tears jerked in that room, is how many people are losing their ability to function and ability to do the things that they love because of chronic pain. And chronic pain will actually rewire your neurological makeup. So subconsciously, when you've been in pain enough, you will start to change your outcome on doing certain things. You will say no to things that you love to do because you subconsciously know that those things are going to cause you pain. So guys, that is the sad reality of how much pain can truly affect not just you, but the people around you. My wife will tell you on days when I don't have pain, she's like, I have my husband back. How sad is that? I mean, more often than not, if I'm in a ton of pain, there are days I have to tell my wife, I'm sorry, honey, I can't be touched right now. It's too much for me. So that's really hard. And you guys, the reality is we may not always see those things in our lives, but I promise you, if you're somebody who's suffered with chronic pain, that has occurred. And you may not notice it, but it is a very real thing. So we can help though. And this is the beauty of the fact that we can help. No longer do you have to rely on injections, medications, or stupid stuff like surgeries to replace joints that God gave you for a reason. We have these joints for a reason. They're meant to be in our bodies. We shouldn't be replacing them. Now we have an opportunity to change that trajectory so that people don't have to do that anymore. And that's Softwave. So the really cool thing is that everyone is a candidate for a Softwave discovery session. Now, the reason I say discovery session, there are certain things, unfortunately, that Softwave cannot help, and there are certain people that Softwave cannot help. There are certain genetic makeups in our bodies, and if you have specific genetic makeups, Softwave cannot help you, unfortunately. So, but the good news is the discovery treatment is an easy way to know if that is the case or not. So you don't have to spend an arm and a leg to figure out if this is something that can help you. Guys, our chiropractic patients get this on a discount. That's $49 to see if this is the right type of therapy for you. You will get a full treatment, you'll get full consultation with me, and an opportunity to see if this is something that can truly help you. Softwave can benefit both acute and chronic issues. Now, acute, again, we talked about acute inflammation is good. So there are times if somebody comes to me and has an acute issue, I will say, let's give this some time and see if this is something your body can work out. However, I have worked with people who've broken bones. I've worked with people who've torn tendons, ligaments, tissues. I had a gentleman recently just chop most of the way through his hand and severed nerves and tendons and all those things. It is so cool, you guys. He's literally telling me that only after 5 weeks, his nerves are starting to knit back together. He's able to start to feel his hand again. He's actually able to open and close his hand more again as well too. Guys, that should normally take anywhere from 4 to 6 months to even start to see those kinds of results, and we got it in 5 weeks. That's the incredible innate intelligence of the body being activated to a heightened sense. Now, obviously, chronic issues, we've talked a lot about that up to this point, but truly, any sort of joint issue, any sort of back issue, you guys, this treatment can even get into the facet joints of the spine to help with a lot of different degeneration issues going throughout the spine as well, too. So that's the amazing reason why they put it in chiropractic clinics, is because it goes so hand in hand with chiropractic, because it can help those types of issues and degenerations as well too. But joints as well, a lot of those things can also be helped. There is not a single joint in the body that it cannot go on as well too. That's the good news. This machine is so safe, it's a class 1 medical device, meaning that there's very little